Dive into a signature Kandi kiss romance. Stuck with his billion-dollar secret. From Amazon best-selling author Kandi Kiss. Chapter 1, Check-in or checked out. Yap. Emma. Fucking. Singleton. As if the last name doesn't say it all. An ancestral curse of a label that practically guarantees a life of third-wheeling, self-sufficiency, and an Instagram feed filled with engagement announcements that aren't mine. Not that I'm bitter. I mean, why would I be? Just because last month my ex announced his engagement to the blonde bimbo he cheated on me with? The fucker shattered my heart so bad I swore off men for the past 5 years, and he gets his happily ever after. Fuck that. Fuck my life. And it's precisely the realization that I've wasted the last 5 years in a dry spell that has led me here. I desperately need inspiration. I'm starting to lose touch with what romance truly feels like, and it's affecting the most precious thing in my life. My writing. Although booking this staycation was a spur-of-the-moment decision, I've been looking forward to it for weeks. Maybe all I need is a change of scenery. I definitely wasn't getting any epiphanies in my shoebox of an apartment back in overstimulating Manhattan. I need this. The dry gravel crunches beneath my tires in a slow, miserable grind, perfectly mirroring my mood as I pull up to the Airbnb, weaving through towering pines. Peeking through the thick canopy of leaves is a gorgeous 3-level home, nestled at the edge of nowhere, overlooking a pristine lake that shimmers under the fading sunlight. A smile breaks on my face like a rainbow-piercing storm clouds. Finally, after all the wrong turns, the spotty reception, and my dwindling patience, I made it. The setting looks exactly like the listing promised, secluded and peaceful, with a sprawling private lake that's practically begging me to get in. A true writer's retreat, the kind of place that feels quiet enough to think and wild enough to let loose. And after months of chaos and constant distractions, I'm more than ready to finally finish my damn book. It's perfect. I can already feel the inspiration stirring. A week of no distractions, just me, my laptop, a steady flow of wine and, what's this? My stomach plummets. No. Just no. There's a car parked out front. A sleek, jet black Rolls-Royce, polished like it's fresh from a showroom. The wheels alone probably cost more than a luxury penthouse. And the custom license plate? MRMNDZ. What the hell? I scoff, a flash of irritation running through me. Who the fuck is this? I kill the engine and let out a deep breath, my fingers tightening around the steering wheel. My foot taps a pissed-off rhythm as I stare at the stupid vanity plates like if I glare hard enough, the car and whoever its owner is will evaporate. I swipe away the navigation screen on my phone and pull up my reservation details. 1 guest. Private retreat. No mention of an unwanted guest or, God forbid, a roommate. So who the fuck is here? Maybe it's the owner doing some last-minute cleaning? Yes, that has to be it. I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation for all this. With that thought, I grab my worn leather notebook bag, which I never go anywhere without, and sling it over my shoulder, armed and ready. I step out of my car and retrieve my suitcase from the trunk. It struggles as I drag it behind me, wobbling through a minefield of pebbles and ankle trap holes. The crisp scent of pine and wood smoke drifts through the air, mixing with something unfamiliar, something masculine. A voice, deep, smooth, and vaguely annoyed, filters through the open window. I don't care what your system says, Michelle. I booked this place months ago. I'm not leaving. My blood spikes, and there goes my perfectly good explanation. Oh hell no. I push open the door without knocking, my pulse already hammering. I step through the foyer into the open-concept living space. Excuse me? Standing in the middle of the room is a man who turns to face me, phone pressed to his ear, brows furrowed. The first thing I notice is the sheer size of him, broad shoulders, strong, lightly stubbled jaw, the kind of presence that takes up an entire room. His skin is a warm, bronzed shade, deeper than mine, like he's spent years somewhere with more sun and less stress. The next thing I notice, his sharp, dark brown eyes locked onto mine with immediate irritation. He's stupidly good-looking. Of course he is. Because the universe is an absolute menace. I'll call you back, he mutters, the trace of an accent curling around his words as they roll smoothly off his tongue. He ends the call and tucks his phone into his pocket. "Can I help you?" "Yes," I say, planting a hand on the curve of my hip. "You can explain why you're standing in the middle of my Airbnb." His jaw ticks. "Your Airbnb?" "That's right. Booked. Paid for." I stab a finger at myself. "Mine." His arms cross over his chest, and I don't miss the way his biceps flex beneath the tight sleeves of his black t-shirt. "Yeah, see, that's funny. Because, actually, it's mine." I glance around, noting the small touches of lived-in comfort. His duffel bag resting on the couch, a half-empty coffee mug on the table, an open laptop displaying some kind of spreadsheet. Last-minute cleanup crew, my ass. His fucking settled in. Frustration surges through me as I dig out my phone. "Look, I don't know what kind of scam you're running here," I mutter, my fingers flying across my screen trying to pull up the confirmation email, "but I have a reservation, and Emma Singleton," he chimes in. I blink, my gaze snapping to his. "How do you know my name?" His lips press together as he reaches for his own phone, scrolling briefly before holding it up. The exact same confirmation email that's on my phone stares back at me, only with his name at the top. Luciano Mendoza. MRMNDZ. "Shit," I mutter, my arms dropping to my sides. And just like that, my perfect, distraction-free retreat is in shambles. "Yeah," Luciano sighs, rubbing a hand over his stubbled jaw. "Double booked. Go figure." I exhale sharply, pressing my fingers against my temple. "Okay. Fine. We can salvage this. Let's just call the property manager and sort this out." "Already did," he says, waving his phone in the air. "Michelle?" "Yeah, she's working on it." He makes air quotes at the end of his sentence, voice laced with skepticism. I hang my head in defeat. Perfect. Just fucking perfect. I glance around the room, feeling an irrational urge to reclaim my space. My suitcase is still clutched in my hand. A reminder that I should be unpacking, not standing here arguing with a stranger. Fuck that, an intruder. With an air of defiance, I wheel it toward the hallway and push open the first door I see. "Whoa." Luciano's voice cuts in as he follows me. "Where do you think you're going?" I toss him a glare over my shoulder. "To pick a room. Since, apparently, we're both stuck here for now." "That's the master bedroom." He points out. "Master." He repeats. "Great. It's mine." I dart in. "Like hell it is." He strides forward, leaning against the doorway like a human barricade. He looks me dead in the eye. "I was here first. It's mine." His jaw tightens, a slow deliberate smirk lifting one corner of his mouth like he already knows he's winning. I square my shoulders and straighten my posture. It doesn't do much, I'm 5'0" standing off against a walking pillar. But whatever, rage adds inches. I lift my chin. "Yeah. Well, I don't see your name on it." He snorts. "What is this, preschool? Why don't I just hop on the bed and pee all over it to mark my territory?" He plants his feet wider, settling into a stance that dares me to keep going. I strangle the strap of my leather bag, suddenly overwhelmed with the urge to punch him in his exquisitely sculpted jaw. I take in the room, noting an open black suitcase and a crisp white tux laid out on the bed. Ooh. His shit is literally everywhere. Tripods leaning against the wall, a drone perched like a sleeping hawk on the dresser, and a 4K MacBook that probably costs more than my rent. The screen loops sun-soaked footage of waves and palm trees, like his last vacation was also a photo shoot. A sleek camera case lies cracked open on the bed like it just survived turbulence and still looks better than me. If I didn't know better, I'd think I'd crashed a film set. Or worse, a frat house for influencer bros. Yeah, over my dead body. The whole room screams money, and coupled with the vanity plate, because nothing says humble like branding your ride with your last name and this stellar first impression, I can already tell what kind of man Luciano Mendoza is. A walking trust fund with an ego you could bungee jump from. Why bother? You already went all out staking your damn claim, didn't you? I fire back. He doesn't flinch. I don't need to. I was here first, which means I get first pick. The muscles in his neck tighten. I laugh. What is this, preschool? Throwing his words right back in his face, I meet his stare. His lips twitch, but he doesn't budge. I cross my arms. You realize I'm going to make this miserable for you, right? He mirrors my position and leans forward, having to bend at the waist so we're eye to eye. Bold of you to think I'll sit back and take it, mamacita. My eyes narrow, my blood simmering. Whether it's from the infuriating allure of his brown eyes, the oud and spice of his cologne invading my senses, or the way his accent wraps around the word mamacita like a seductive caress, I don't know. I just know it slams into me hard enough that I pretend it doesn't. Fuck you, I whisper, my voice trembling ever so slightly. He doesn't reply, but his eyes trail down my body, slowly, lazily, taking in my curves and dips. His gaze is so visceral, I can almost swear he's actually touching me. When his eyes reach mine again, they've darkened to nearly black. I swallow hard. Best find another room, mamacita. His voice drops low, and I clench my strap hard enough to imprint it on my palm. My gaze narrows as I scan the room one last time. The plush comforter looks ridiculously inviting. A wide bay window stretches across the back wall, overlooking the lake. The trees, great, just rub it in. It's exactly the kind of serene setting I need to finish my book, and this arrogant ass is standing between me and my creative oasis. I exhale sharply, pivoting on my heel. Fine. Keep your overrated room. This place is big enough for the two of us. Trust me, I'll manage. As I attempt to stride past him, Luciano moves at the same time, stepping into the hallway. Our shoulders brush, his body heat bleeding into mine through our clothes for a fraction of a second too long. It's the kind of unintentional touch that should mean nothing, but it does, and I can't unfeel it. My breath catches, my pulse skitters, and when I glance up, his brown eyes are still locked on me. But there's something else lurking beneath that practiced confidence, something slow-burning and dangerous that sends a shiver down my spine. I shift back instinctively, expecting him to smirk and step away, but he doesn't. He holds his ground, and those espresso eyes drag over me again in a slow, measured sweep. They flick back up with a glint of something unreadable, and overwhelmingly enticing. You sure you don't want to fight me for it, mamacita? Or should I say, Ms. Singleton? Fight him for what? For a second, I forget what's going on, and Luciano is just a smoking hot stranger undressing me with his eyes. My pulse kicks up, unsteady and unwelcome. Fuck this. He's so annoying. But for a split second. Just one, my pathetic sex-starved body doesn't get the memo. My skin tingles as warmth rolls off him, an invisible pull I should resist, but don't. I can't. I scoff, breaking the tension with a forced roll of my eyes. I'd win. His lips curve into a wicked smile that sends my heart rate through the roof. He takes a step forward, and it's all I can do to stand my ground this time. Finally breaking the tension, he leans in with, debatable. The word lands with quiet authority and unwavering confidence. He bites his lip, and my eyes follow the movement, something lodging in my throat as his teeth sink into the plump flesh before slowly releasing it. He knows exactly what he's doing, but I invite the challenge. And just like that, Luciano has me in checkmate, dumbstruck and high-strung. Fuck.